We took a stagnant Amazon brand doing around 200K a month and scaled them up to 700K a month peak. And it wasn't just by spending more on PPC. It was a structured PPC launch plan. I'm gonna go over with you all of that in this video right here. So here's some quick results from a bunch of campaigns that we did for clients, some launch campaigns, some display campaigns, everything. So I'm gonna show you exactly how we did this for them and exactly how you can set up these campaigns for your launch successfully. So if you have a look at the campaigns, this one spent 32,000, got 109,000 at almost 6 ROAS. This one almost a 5. 3.7, 4, 3.5, and then from this 200K to 720K, this one 286 to 350K. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly the step-by-step process we use to launch products on Amazon with PPC. And I'll show you everything. I'm going to show you how to do proper keyword research, first of all, how to figure out all the keywords relevant for our product before we even launch our product. Secondly, I want how to structure your campaigns from day one, which campaigns to set up, which match types and everything. What bids and budgets to set. This is very, very important. Do we go aggressive? Do we not go aggressive out the bat? How to optimize them during the crucial honeymoon launch phase, which is very, very important as we want to maximize this. And lastly, how to keep momentum going to successfully launch a new product. Also, if you want access to the document I'm going to go over in this video, it should be one of the links in the bio where you can just download it right away. So before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to first go over what your launch mindset should be for your PPC campaigns. As a lot of people get this wrong, I did it when I first started out, but this is very, very important. The entire point of the entire launch is we're not trying to get profitability right away. We want data plus ranking plus honeymoon success. We need sales, okay? We need sales. We don't have to be stingy regarding profit margins and everything, as if you go that route, you're not going to grow at all and you're going to waste this entire phase and you're going to it's going to be a horrible product launch. So we do not want this. The entire goal of the launch is get as many sales as fast as possible out the door, because this is how Amazon tracks our product and sees that we're getting a lot of sales velocity and we start getting more and more organic ranking, and ideally we're getting our product up to page 1 for all of our relevant keywords. Now, if you focus on profit during a launch, you're going to be screwed because first of all, you're not going to have as much reviews compared to your competitors, so naturally your conversion rate is going to be lower, okay? Now, your pricing might be the same as them also, so why would they choose your product over theirs? That doesn't make sense from a basic consumer standpoint, okay? That's why we need a lower price, because we want to improve our conversion rate. We want to get more clicks and we need to get more sales out the door, okay? You need sales to make sales on Amazon. As unserious as that sounds, that is just the goal. We need sales to make sales because more sales gets us higher organic rankings, okay? So you must be comfortable with break even or no profit for at least the first 2 months, okay? Amazon is super competitive nowadays. We have to really lock this in. It's a mindset thing. And once we get this through the door, then we won't be super uncomfortable when spend is going up or ACoS is sort of up. We have to first understand this. So what you also must know is what is your break-even ACoS versus your target ACoS before launch, okay? So what do I mean by break-even ACoS? This is the ACoS level that where we get enough sales that we're just at break-even, okay? After every fee, Amazon fees, cost of goods, PPC, we're break-even. We're not losing money and we're not making money. And ideally, this is pretty good during the launch phase if it goes successfully. Obviously, we want to be profitable, but even if you're at this stage, it's pretty good, okay? Now, your target ACoS is what you want to be in order to get your maximum profitability. Once your product's actually live, you have good ranking, and you just focus on profitability, okay? So we know our break-even ACoS. Now we should know our target ACoS, okay? So for example, break-even ACoS might be 35%, okay? And our target ACoS is we want to go to 20% because that's where we maximize profitability. Maybe we have a 30% profit margin after all of that. But we must understand this because this is how we're going to use to track our actual PPC results through our campaigns and everything. Okay, another mindset shift. ACoS is not the only thing we're trying to look at, okay? ACoS does not equal profit. It is just a metric shown of exactly how that campaign was performing as a whole based on the numbers. But what it does not take into account is the number of organic sales. So that's why we must also analyze TACoS, okay? If you don't know what that means, that is our total advertising cost of sale. It shows the real picture because it shows our organic sales plus our paid combined, okay? Now, why is this very, very important? Ideally, your TACoS should naturally go down once you get more and more sales because we're starting to rank higher and higher and higher for our certain keywords, and we're getting a lot of more organic sales. When someone's searching for our product, they find our product naturally on the first page and they buy our product, and we didn't have to pay a single dime for it. So that's very, very important. Another thing is, a high ACoS can be strategic during the launch phase as it fuels ranking and review velocity. So do not be super scared of having an ACoS of 50%, 60%. If your sales are going good, that is actually a really, really good thing because we know our product has validity. We can just, over time, we naturally bring that down lower as we improve our conversion rate, click-through rate, get more reviews, and then optimize our campaigns further. But do not get super fixated on that metric. You only want to get super fixated on a high ACoS if you aren't getting enough sales from that, or you're not getting enough organic ranking from that. So that's an issue on your actual conversion rate, on your listing, your actual product itself, or on the campaigns you're targeting, keywords, so on and so forth. Okay, another very, very important thing. Do not run aggressive campaigns unless you have at least 5 reviews bare minimum. Okay, this is very, very important. If you don't have reviews on Amazon, you're probably gonna have a really, really low conversion rate unless your product is super unique in the market, which most people are not gonna have that, right? So we need some sort of validity. And if you run these aggressive campaigns trying to rank on these keywords and people just are clicking your listing but there's no reviews, nothing, we're wasting money and it's signaling to Amazon that people go to our product but they don't actually convert on it, which means something's wrong with our listing. So do not run aggressive campaigns unless you have 5 reviews. If you don't know how to get reviews, there's a bunch of strategies out there. I'll probably link a video somewhere above here. But this is very important because you're going to be wasting money if you do this. Another very important thing is auto and broad campaigns are your best friends during this launch phase, okay? And it's crucial that we start running these, okay? So if you don't know why, auto campaigns are pretty much our keyword discovery machine. They're always going to find new opportunities for us in the market that we didn't initially find through our market research, which I'm going to go over with you in this video. So it's very, very important. It also helps us showcase products we convert well for or don't convert well for. It is pretty much our testing. It is our A/B testing of our entire product, our campaign, the market. So you must run a lot of auto campaigns because we need a lot of data in the beginning. We have no data to go off of. You might think you convert well on this keyword, but unless you actually start running it, you have no idea. So auto campaigns automatically do this for us, okay? Broad, same sort of strategy. Long tail ranking opportunities. So we know these root keywords we're going to go over in this video. These are the root ones, but we really want to put them in broad campaigns because there's so many long tail versions of it that we might convert well for that we didn't initially think. So both feed into exact campaigns later if they convert well. So it's very, very important. And what you must understand is auto and broad campaigns usually are much cheaper, have a lower cost per click than an exact or phrase. So it's also you're saving your budget as long as you know how to properly manage it. So the first thing we're going to go over in this video is the pre-launch research. Before any campaigns, we don't have any keyword data. We don't know what we're going to target. So we must make a list of keywords that we know once our product goes live, we're targeting all of these keywords one by one and starting to rank, okay? So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this using a master keyword list and how we're going to compile that. Now, when we make this list, it's going to segment keywords by certain intents. We have primary keywords, secondary keywords, discovery keywords. All have their main focus. You know, primary obviously going to be the most important keywords for our product. Secondary is going to be supporting, you know, sort of in the same realm. And discovery is stuff we really want to test out and see if it converts well or not, okay? Now, why does this matter? It ensures we know the most relevant keywords our competitors rank high for. This is very important. If we know our competitors rank really high for this keyword, high chance that we can probably convert well for it as long as our listing is good, okay? So pair target campaigns with discovery campaigns, like I said, the auto and broad campaigns, and that is very, very important. Hey, if you're an Amazon seller serious about scaling your business on Amazon, we're offering a free in-depth audit of your brand. We'll cover exactly what's working, what's not working, and give you a plan of action to efficiently scale. So it should be the first link in the bio and also in the comments, and we'll get that forward to you. Now let's get back to the video. So for this example, I'm going to be using an ergonomic chair, like the one I'm sitting on right now. Now imagine I'm launching a new variation of this in the market and I'm trying to figure out all the relevant keywords for this. So I know right at the gate, we have a successful product launch. So I'm gonna go over exactly how we create a master keyword list for this product. So what we're gonna do is use a third-party software like Helium 10, Jungle Scout, or even Data Drive. I'm gonna use Helium 10 because I'm most comfortable with it. But pretty much like I'm using Helium 10, go to Helium 10 Cerebro. Now this is gonna show us exactly all the most relevant keywords for our product. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go into the actual market for ergonomic chairs. And I'm going to find 10 of the most similar products like ours, okay? These are literally direct competitors of us. So we know their customers are going to be our customers for the most part. So I'm going to handpick and figure out what are the most relevant ones for us. So for example, this is one I think that is super relevant for us, ergonomic chair. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ASIN here, like this doing 2.1 million, okay? So I'm going to take that ASIN and I'm literally going to go here. I'm going to put this in and I'm going to try to find 10 of the most exact closest competitors to us. And once we do that, then we're going to get all the keywords for this. Cool, so I picked 10 competitors right here. Once we have all these ASINs in here, just hit get keywords, and then it's gonna load all the keywords for us. So finish loading. Now we have all of these keywords here. You see all of these keywords we have here? How many do we have here? We have 12,000 keywords. Now obviously this is way too much. Like we need to filter this down to like hundreds of keywords, okay? Now how do we do this? First of all, just go to search volume. Obviously, for our campaigns, we're all gonna target keywords that have search volume that people are actively searching for. So I would set it to a minimum of 500 over here. Just like, but let's see 500. What does it bring us to now? 500 brings us to 1631. So that's pretty much good right there. The next step is where we can actually go through and filter the data out. But once you have this many keywords, hit search volume, go highest to lowest. Once we're here, I want you to hit export data, export as a CSV file. Okay, then we want to go to a Google Sheet, okay, brand new Google Sheet, hit file here, and we're going to hit open. Upload, and then your file should be somewhere right over here. This is the file I just got. Hit it here, and then it's gonna showcase all the data here. Now we can go directly in Google Sheets and we can filter out and figure out the most relevant keywords for our product right here. So first thing out the bat, hit this one right here. We want this stuff to stay still. So we're going to hit view and we're going to hit freeze first row. Now we can scroll down peacefully and figure out all the keywords. Now there's too many filters here. So I'm going to actually cut out a bunch to make this as simple as possible. So Cerebro IQ score, we do not need this. We need keyword sales, search volume, all this stuff. You can literally just copy me and we can go for it. We can hit delete all those. CPR we can have, Relevancy we can have. This we can delete also. Stop up to here, hit delete. So this position rank is actually the first listing that we put in here. So in this example, it was this ASIN over here. So we still want to keep this here. Just change this to competitor. Okay. And then let's just delete all these until we hit this next ASIN right here. So we'll go there and we'll hit delete. Now we are chilling. Okay, honestly, you know what we can do here? So this ASIN was this one. If I can just copy and paste this one, I'll just put it in here. So here was the first ASIN. I'm just literally just copy it. I'm gonna go back here. I put competitor here. I'm gonna just change it here. Boom. Now we're done. Okay. So we have all the phrases here on the left side. The number of keyword sales to bring in, search volume, CPR. I'll go over what that means. How many are in the actual titles, and these are all the competitors. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, now 10. Now we know exactly which keywords we can target. Next thing, and arguably the most important thing, and the whole point of this is next to title entity. So right before the first ASIN, hit this arrow here, and we're gonna hit insert one column right. We're gonna label this relevancy. Okay, this is gonna showcase how relevant this keyword is to these competitors of ours, so we know exactly that we should target these further. So relevancy. Now I'm gonna input a formula right here. Okay, so copy along. Equals count if. Okay. Now once that's here, I want you to just literally copy every ASIN up to here. Okay, so we went to all the ASINs and we copied it. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna hit comma, space, and then the bracket right there. Now this is where we set the criteria. So personally, I'm looking for keywords that our competitors are ranked at least in the top 30 spots organically for, because that's the first page of Amazon. If we don't know, if your product's not on first page for these keywords, no one's gonna see it. Okay, so we want to target keywords that all our competitors are on first page for, because that increases the likelihood that we can also be on the first page of it. And that is typically at least top 30 organic rankings. So I'm gonna put bigger sign, bigger than 30. So all of these competitors are ranked above top 30 organic rank for these keywords. Then I'm gonna hit the sign again, ibuprofen, and then close it with the bracket. So you look at it right there. That's the formula. Then I'm gonna hit enter, and then just literally just hit this autofill. Now we have all of the keywords here. I'm literally gonna color this. Let's color it a specific color. We'll go. See, I messed up there. So we'll literally color it blue. So these are the relevancy. Now we can identify what are the most relevant keywords here. So I'm gonna hit this arrow up here, and we're gonna sort the sheet Z to A. Okay. Now we have the most relevant keywords. Okay. So for example, this Japanese keyword, we're not gonna use it, right? But it has a relevancy of 9. That means that 9 of the ASINs here are ranked in the top 30 results for this. So 3, 13, 2, 11, 29. So we know that for some reason this is super relevant for us. This is probably like a, if I can literally go to Google Translate, I'll be like ergonomic chair or something. Google Translate. So let's put it here. Oops, nope, messed up here. Ergonomic chair. So it's literally a Japanese version of ergonomic chair. And I don't know why people are searching for it in the US or Chinese, sorry. But this keyword is super relevant for us. So honestly, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sort by relevancy how important these keywords are, and I'm gonna color code every single one. So 9, 8, and 7, I'm gonna put as the most important keywords for us. So you can literally go here. It's all sorted like this, and let's give it its own color. Like I said, I'll give it the blue one I already gave before. Now we can go to 6, 5, and 4 maybe, for example. Let's see how many of these go to. 6, 5, 4. Let's see what 4 stops. Because we only want the most relevant keywords. Go there, and let's give it its own color. We'll give it green. Honestly, these other keywords here we can look into, but if it has a relevancy of 3, that means only 3 competitors are ranked high for it. For example, office chair. This is way too broad for us. We're an ergonomic chair. Office chair has so many different products. And if all our competitors aren't ranked well for it, it's probably not a good idea to target this in our campaigns, as we're going to have a really low conversion rate and click-through rate, and we're going to waste a lot of money. So for now, only focus on the most relevant ones, the 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s typically. So next thing, we color coded everything. We know what's the most important ones. Now, next thing, most important, hit search volume up here. Sort the sheet Z to A. Okay. Now we have the most highest search volume keywords that are most relevant for us. Okay. Computer chair. Okay. Ergonomic office chair. Very important keyword. This is a very important keyword. Look at this one. Search volume is 77,000, okay? And we have a relevancy of 6. 6 of our 10 competitors are ranked in the top 30 for this. So we know there's a good chance for us to rank higher for this. Now, what I'm going to do for this is exactly, I'm going to go into this, I'm going to create a new sheet, and I'm going to call it keywords, okay? We're literally going to go here, keywords. And we're going to filter out all the keywords by how important they are. So I'm literally going to go here, I'm going to copy the top because these are the columns that we have. I just want to make it as structured as possible for us to read. So let's go over there and let's go for these keywords. So ergonomic office chair. Go here, copy, go here, paste. Okay, we're going to do that for a bunch of keywords. So what I want you to do is filter this out exactly how I set it out. So I have primary keywords here, secondary keywords, discovery keywords. Okay, so primary keywords, these are the most relevant for us. Obviously, secondary are going to be important still, but you know, there's more room to wiggle. And discovery is going to be those keywords we're trying to discover new opportunities for. We want to filter and segment this properly like this, because once we actually go to make the campaigns, we know exactly how to, like, what is the intent behind each campaign, how much to bid, how many keywords to put. So we know exactly what's the best plan going forward. So what I'm literally going to do is I'm going to handpick one by one the keywords to show how important they are. So computer chair, look at that, relevancy of 4. And so like this keyword we might convert well for, but let's see where we can actually put this. It's a primary keyword, but only 4 competitors are ranked 5 for it, but it's also an important keyword. So I'm gonna put it in the primary keywords, okay? Now we just keep going down the list and see what else is there. So these 2 are the most relevant keywords for us. Now let's keep adding more and more keywords. Let's keep going down the list. Let's see what's the next one. We can go here, office chair. See, office chair, relevancy of 4, good search volume. So it's high, but it's less than 50% of our competitors are ranked for this keyword. So to be honest, I'll put this in a secondary keyword because we might not convert well for it, but we can, you know, sort of at least try it out and build campaigns for it. Chairs, that's way too broad. You know, you really have to go through one by one and figure out, okay? Ergonomic chair, I think we already went over this, but this is going to be our most important keyword. So we know exactly who to target that because we color coded it blue. That was the most important color here. Home office desk chairs, okay? Another one, sort of relevant, but only 4 of our competitors are ranked top 30 for it. I'm gonna put this in the secondary keyword again. So I'm gonna do this for a bunch of keywords. So I'll show you exactly how we can like sort of filter out and make it as fast as possible. So this keyword also sort of relevant for us, but it's the green one. So I'm gonna put it over here. Okay, now if I want to find more primary keywords, I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna sort it by relevancy. So sort it by relevancy. Now obviously we want the ones with the most search volume, okay? So let's go over one by one. See who, I think this is a brand name, ergonomic chair. I think, did I already put ergonomic chair? I put ergonomic office chair. So that's a variation, that's a phrase match for ergonomic chair, but this is also another one, very important. So let's go to primary keywords, put that keyword right there. So we know how to segment this. Sort of the same thing, ergonomic office chair, lumbar support, okay? Lumbar support office chair. 7 competitors ranked high for it, decent search volume. So why not? Let's go and let's put it here. See, it's a game, it's sort of fun. You just find all these keyword opportunities here that you would have never thought of before. Now, obviously, we want the ones with the highest search volume. So just really look down and see what we can target. See, the next keyword here, ergonomic office chair, that has the highest search volume. And we put it over here. So we know this keyword is going to be super, super important for us to really target, right? But we can keep on going down and figuring out more opportunities. So there's so many keywords here, but we're trying to figure out, like, there's a lot of variations here of different phrases that are sort of the same thing that we're targeting. And we can figure out how to do this to a lot of campaigns. But we're trying to figure out the keywords that are a little bit different from each other. Like office chair, ergonomic lumbar support, we already had one like that. Trait office chair, that might be a brand name. We have to double check that. Best office chair for lower back pain. See, this is a little bit different now because relevancy of 6, and we know, okay, this is a little bit of a different keyword. Best office chair for lower back pain. I'm gonna go and put that as a primary keyword because we don't want too many similar keywords. You see all these, they're sort of like branches from each other. We want to find as many like keywords that are a little bit different from each other, but are still relevant for our product. Here's another one, office chair with headrest. Pretty important for us, ranked 6 relevancy, good search volume. Put that there. And I'm just trying to find so many keyword opportunities that are sort of in the same realm, but are a little bit different for targeting. Because you have to consider, now each of these keywords are going to have different variations for these specific keywords. Now it's a whole branch, because if you have like 3 different keywords, each one will branch to a different keyword, branch into another one, so on and so forth. And you never know which one will convert well for. Now this keyword will have its own branch, this one will have its own branch. So it's very important to try to figure out as many opportunities, especially in that beginning launch phase, because we're just trying to discover new opportunities that we might convert well for. Okay, cool. I've pretty much finished my master keyword list and I've extracted most of the keywords. So I'll go over exactly what it looks like. yours should look like something very similar to this. So if we go to primary keywords, these are going to be keywords that have the highest relevancy for the most part, 7, 6, 8. You know, this one only has a 4 because of high search volume, so I included in here. You really gonna have to test it out and see, you know, based off of your product, what you know is most relevant for you. So here are the most important keywords based off the search volume and how relevant they are for our product. So we know we're gonna target these very specifically in our campaigns because we want to rank as high as possible because they have such immense search volume, okay? And if our competitors rank high for it, high chance we can also rank high for it, okay? Next one is secondary keywords. So these ones all have relevancy of like 4 or 5. You know, they're still relevant for us, but we really want to test it out. You know, there's good search volume to be had here, but this keywords like, for example, office chairs, home office desk chairs, mesh office chair with back support, ergonomic gaming chair. So these are also keywords that we can convert well for, but we should really test it out to our next level, okay? So we want to be super aggressive on these keywords just yet. Third one is going to be discovery keywords, okay? Have a look here. So these ones I didn't even color code. So the relevancy is 3, for example. But I went over and I read it out, and with the combination of search volume and how relevant the keyword is, I know we can test it out in broad match campaigns. So for example, office chair. Look at the search volume. Look at how relevant it is. If we start running broad match campaigns, it's going to give us so many variations of this keyword that we might convert well for that we wouldn't have if we don't run these campaigns. They might also give us ASINs we convert well for, so we can do a lot of product targeting, okay? Desk chair, same exact thing. Gamer chair, same exact thing. This is sort of a Spanish keyword. I think it's going to come out to what the chair actually is, but another opportunity. Study chair, another opportunities. So these broad campaigns, we're not going to be aggressive at all. These are all going to be testing campaigns. So for give you context, primary keywords, these are going to be aggressive for the whole purpose of ranking and getting as much sales as possible. Secondary keywords are not going to be as aggressive, but we really want to test it out. And if it converts well, then we're going to be more and more aggressive on it and start ranking. Discovery keywords, this is the entire point is we're trying to do broad match campaigns or auto campaigns on these keywords so we can get a lot of data and figure out what other opportunities we can convert well for, what ASINs we can convert well for. So it's a combination of all 3, and simultaneously during your launch phase, you should run all 3 at the same time. Now I'm gonna show you exactly how we can set up all of these campaigns one by one and which structures you should have in place. So here's a good chart of exactly what the core campaign setup should be for that launch week, week 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So here are a bunch of campaigns. Let's go over one by one what the purpose is. So single keyword exact match campaigns. The entire purpose is to rank on these keywords, and it's going to be exact match, okay? And hopefully we're boosting top of search. So if we go back into this list, it's primarily going to be a bunch of these keywords that we know we should start ranking well for based off our competitors, okay? So that's the entire purpose of those campaigns. Now we have product targeting. So I'm going to show you exactly how we can do this, but the point is we're trying to poach traffic from existing listings on Amazon and steal their competitors. So it's competitor ASINs we're targeting and expanded targeting, okay? How do we do this? So if you know your listing is better than a competitor, maybe you have a unique value proposition, you have a better product at all. So what you can do is you can just target these listings, and I'm showing you how you can do it. But you want to make sure when you're doing this, you only target listings that you have higher rating count than, and your product is actually better, and your pricing is competitive. If your pricing is not competitive, you're going to lose out. You're going to be wasting money. So make sure you have all 3 things figured out. Next thing is going to be an auto campaign. So the entire point is discovery, and it's low cost per click, and it can convert at a high rate. So there's a bunch of things we can go over. I'm going to show you how you can do it. But the number one thing is we're going to have to add negatives weekly, which I'm going to show you how to do. Next thing is self-targeted expanded campaigns. So this is if you have a lot of search volume coming off of Amazon for your product launch, and people already want to buy your product. So it's your own ASIN, you're just targeting over and over again, and it lets Amazon find placements. Next one is broad match, similar to auto campaign, discovery plus expansion. And we're trying to phrase negatives. So for example, these are discovery keywords. These are going to be broad match campaigns. And then the last one is going to be category targeting. So we're trying to figure out placements in our niche that we convert well for. And Amazon gives us an option to do this. So it's a manual category refined, and you can filter by star and price, which I'm going to show you how to do. So here is my Amazon PPC campaign intentions chart. Before you launch campaigns, you must know what is the purpose of that campaign. So many brands, so many people, you'll be surprised. I go into these campaigns and they have no idea what these campaigns' purpose is for. They're just running at whatever ACoS or whatever goal, and they have no idea in mind. Every campaign should have a specific purpose because there's a lot of components we're trying to maneuver at once on Amazon. So here are a few of them. Ranking and organic boost. We're trying to drive targeted traffic to increase keyword ranking. So this is very important in this beginning stage that I'm going over with you. Scaling sales, same sort of thing. We're just trying to expand reach on winning keywords to grow revenue aggressively. So once we identify winners, we're just trying to scale more and more and more. Next thing, defensive brand protection. Protect branded keywords from competitors bidding on your name. So this is very important if you're an established brand on Amazon. We want to protect our brand names and everything. Competitor conquesting, same sort of thing. We're trying to target competitor ASINs or brand terms to steal market share. So that would fall under product targeting right over here. And then new product launch, obviously, you can go down the list. There's a lot of different campaign intentions, but it's very important before you launch campaigns to actually identify what is the end goal for the specific campaign in the long run. So now let's go over exactly how we can set these campaigns up, okay? So the format we're gonna follow is one product, okay? One campaign, one ad group, okay? And no more than 3 keywords per campaign. Why no more than 3 keywords per campaign? If you have too many keywords in one campaign, you're gonna realize quickly that 1 to 2 keywords are gonna get majority of the spend and clicks. Now, why is this? Because Amazon's recognizing that you're getting the most clicks and impressions for this keyword, so it's naturally gonna place some more emphasis on this keyword. Now, you're going to be thinking these other keywords don't perform at all for you, but you don't understand that they don't have any time and awareness to actually get enough data for it, because all the bids, all the budget is going to these 2 to 3 keywords. So you want to get those keywords and put them in their own campaign. That's why no more than 3 keywords per campaign, because that's the most optimal way for you to evenly distribute your budget and actually test out these keywords, okay? Now, the next thing is launch phase is not the time to be stingy with spend. Give each campaign enough budget initially to last a day. So how are we gonna do this? Don't overbid on majority of the keywords. We just want enough of a budget to last a day to see what time we perform the best at, okay? If it doesn't perform, then we can lower, obviously. If it performs, then we can increase, right? It's constantly a game of testing it out. But don't shoot yourself in the foot from the start, especially if you're getting a lot of sales and you run out of budget halfway through the day. You're just reducing the entire honeymoon phase for you. And it's the only time Amazon gives you maximum visibility. So the first campaign we're gonna go over how to set up is these exact match campaigns. So if you don't know what keywords we're targeting here, it is these primary keywords right over here. So I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna set these up. So the first thing we're gonna start with is exact match campaigns. So we wanna be aggressive with bids on these exact match campaigns, because we know based off the relevancy and the master keyword list we made that our competitors rank well for it, because that means we want to go as fast as possible and rank as fast as possible to get our product up to page 1, okay? So let's go over exactly how we can set this up. So once we go here, first thing we have to do is actually name the campaigns, okay? We want to know, if we read all the campaigns, we know the specific purpose for it and like what the campaign is. So for example, for this product, we were doing ergonomic chair. So I'm gonna label it as ergonomic chair. Now this is an exact match campaign, right? So I'm gonna label it as exact. Now, next thing I'm gonna go into is go over here, and this is a single keyword ranking campaign. So I'm only gonna target one keyword in this one specifically. So single keyword ranking, single keyword ranking. Next thing I'm gonna go over exactly what keyword are we targeting. So for this one specifically, I'm targeting ergonomic office chair, okay? So go back here, ergonomic office chair, ergonomic office ergonomic office chair. And then I'm gonna do top of search, because we're gonna top of search. Now I know exactly, before I even click in this campaign, what this is. The ergonomic chair product, it's an exact match campaigns, search query report, and then ergonomic office chair, that's the keyword we're targeting, and top of search. Once you're here, hit Amazon and beyond, add your product, and obviously hit manual targeting. We're gonna do keyword targeting, enter a list of keywords, enter your keyword here. So ergonomic office chair, for example, ergonomic office chair, and this is only going to be an exact match because we're literally targeting the exact match. Hit that, boom, and you're going to add the keyword here. Let's see if it lets me do it. So it's going to give you a bid here right away. So add the keyword. Now it gives you a bid here. Ideally, it'll give you like a suggested bid. Since it's the wrong category for this specific product, it's not giving me anything right now. But once it gives you it, look at the exact campaigns. This is very important, okay? Because we want to rank as fast as possible for these keywords. Now, only do this if you have more than 5 reviews on your listing and your actual listing copy and everything looks good, because we don't want to waste money. This is only for the sole purpose of ranking high for these keywords. So we want to make sure our conversion rate and everything is proper, okay? That's why we're going a little bit aggressive, because we are thinking we're going to convert well for it, okay? Once that's done, go down here. So in terms of bidding strategy, go down only, okay? Because we're already going aggressive to start with. So we don't want Amazon to overspend on a keyword we're already going aggressive for, okay? So if we don't convert well for it, it's naturally gonna decrease the bid over time, so we're not overspending. So very, very important. Negative keyword targeting, we don't need anything here really, to be honest. Now bid adjustment, this is very, very important. Ideally, we wanna be top of search a little bit more. I'll give a little bit of a boost to top of search. because we want a product as high as possible. And for this campaign specifically, you should not be over fixated on the ACoS. We just want sales. We need sales for this product. If we have a 90% ACoS, but we're getting 500 sales a day for this product, that is doing its job, because if we track our organic ranking, it should naturally be going up, especially for a keyword with such high search volume. Like I said, these keywords have high search volume that we're targeting. We want our product up organically as high as possible. So very, very important. Top search 10%. Go down here. So in terms of that stuff here, we can literally just copy and paste here. This ad group name over here. So I'm gonna go here, copy, go back down here, put the campaign name here. Now portfolio, obviously we want to create a new portfolio for this product, only for this product and all the campaigns for it, okay? Start date today. Daily budget, this is very, very important. Only spend what you're comfortable with. In that first month, I recommend having at least 2,000 or 3,000 for that PPC budget for that month, okay? Because we want to at least get enough data for what we convert well for. Obviously, if you're a bigger brand, you probably have a bigger budget, but we at least want enough data to at least test it out. I would start out comfortably around $35 to $40, okay? For these campaigns, because we want to specifically rank for these campaigns. So I want the budget up, pretty higher compared to the other ones that I'll show you later on in this video. I think 35 is a good daily budget. Now, after the first day, if it's running out half through the day and you're converting well, obviously increase your budget. If you're not converting well, decrease it a little bit. It's an entire game of testing it out. And you'll never really know until you start it out. But start out with at least some sort of good enough budget to actually test that out. Once that's done, everything seems good, launch campaign. So that was a single keyword exact ranking campaign. Now, a few things for these campaigns. Like I said, when I went back here, there's a thing called CPR. So CPR is the number of sales needed within an 8-day period to start ranking on the top half of page 1. So for example, ergonomic office chair, you need about 122 sales on this keyword in an 8-day period to maintain the top half of page 1 ranking. And ideally, if these are our main keywords, we want to aim for this eventually down the road, because that means we're ranked really high for this keyword with tons of search volume. Obviously, the more search volume, it's going to need more sales, right? If you go down here, there's less sales naturally. But you really want to figure out and aim for these keywords. Now, based off of the data and conversion rate, that's what you want to aim for. So if a keyword you convert well for, then ideally your end goal should be a CPR of what it is to get as high as possible for these keywords. Now, next one I'm gonna go over is the secondary keywords. So these are still gonna be exact match campaigns, but we're gonna put more keywords into one campaign. It's not gonna be a single match. It's gonna be 3 keywords per campaign. So same sort of thing. I'll show you this exactly how we're gonna do it. So for this set, I'm naming it the actual product, ergonomic chair, exact match, keyword set 1. So this is the set of 3 keywords, okay? Same thing here, put your product in, manual targeting, keyword targeting, enter list. So we want to enter all 3 of the keywords. So 3 keywords. So ideally these 3 are the ones over here that I'm trying to focus on. I'm gonna copy those. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna paste those. Now I'm gonna have it here. I'm gonna set these as exact matches for now because these are still somewhat relevant for us. I'm gonna add the keywords. For the bids here, I do not want to go aggressive at all. I want you to go a little bit below the suggested bid. So 10% below the suggested bid, because we don't know if we're going to convert well for these keywords. Compared to the exact match where we have a high relevancy, we have no idea. So for this, I really want to test it out and see what the data is giving to us. Okay, same thing here. Campaign strategy, down only. And then I think that's everything. Top search, no top search over here because we don't know what the conversion rate is. Leave that out. Bid budget $35 again and add it to the portfolio. Next, let's go into how we can set up the broad match campaigns. Okay, so go here, discovery keywords. Here are the discovery keywords here. Honestly, I'm gonna use all 4 keywords in one campaign just for this example. So go up here. So it's gonna be broad, obviously, and same thing, keyword set 1. Broad, keyword set 1. Go here, add the product here, and then manual targeting, keyword targeting, enter the keyword. So we're gonna hit broad for all of it. So I'm gonna just delete these old ones here, broad, and then I have all of the keywords here. I'm gonna go back here. We go here, see all the keywords I'm targeting broad. Get them, go back here, enter keyword lists, and these are all testing campaigns. We just want to test out these keywords. Here, the bid, I suggest 20% below here, okay? 20% below because this is gonna give us so many different keyword and products that we don't know any data, so we really want to test it out. I will go below. If we're not getting enough clicks and impressions, then I would slowly increase it, okay? But we don't want to be aggressive on these at all in the beginning, okay? Down only, no placement at all. Campaign, put it the same name again. And then the budget for this, I would set the budget at $25, okay? We're just trying to test it out. So ideally, for the campaign budget setup. This is all based off of what your actual budget is, but it should be primary keywords should have the most. Secondary keywords should be 20 to 25% less than that. And then discovery keywords should be like 40% below your primary keywords. So next thing we're going to go over is how to set up the auto campaign. So another form of a discovery campaign, which is very, very important. So there's two structures we're going to follow here. On auto campaigns, there's 4 different ways you can run: a close match, a loose match, a substitute, and a complement. Close match, you're going to find the most keywords relevant for your product, so sort of loosely in the same terms. Loose match is sort of like a broad match campaign, sort of broad in the sense. Substitutes is pretty much a competitor ASIN, so a competitor products that Amazon finds by themselves and starts running our ads on. Complement is going to be products that are very similar to us that can be complemented. So if I have an ergonomic chair, maybe it finds a table for ergonomic chairs specifically, like it's only for ergonomic chairs, something that complements it. So quick rules about this campaign: we want to block irrelevant keywords. So I'm going to show you exactly how we do that. Smart competitive blocking. We're going to start with lower bids, and the budget is going to be very similar to the broad match campaigns, around $25, $30 a day. So we're setting up 2 campaigns. So the product name itself, ergonomic chair. So first one is going to be close and loose. Close and loose. And then it's going to be auto campaign. So just a quick way for you to just figure out what the product is, okay? Pretty simple there. Add the product here. Go here. We're going to go automatic targeting, and we're going to set bids by targeting group. So now we have all these groups here as I went over with you already. So for this campaign, we're only going to do close and loose match. Suggested bid, we're going to do 10% below what Amazon is suggesting because we're just trying to discover new keywords, okay? So for every campaign, we want the bid to be low, except the exact match campaigns, which we want to be a little bit aggressive top of search, okay? Set that like this. Now, negative keyword targeting. If we have a lot of keywords that we know out the gate, like brand terms or anything that we do not want to run campaigns for, put it right here. Also, if you have a lot of search volume coming for your brand as a whole, put that as a negative here because we don't want our auto campaigns inflated, okay? For example, if you have a lot of people searching for your brand, set those keywords up in their own exact match campaigns. Because if we have an auto campaign, we might be thinking we convert so high, it's doing so well, but it's just targeting our own brand. So we don't have any new data to build off. We want these campaigns to give us a lot of discovery options, okay? So add any negatives here. Product targeting, we don't need that. Down only, obviously no placements at all. Daily budget, $25. Again, like I said, rename the campaign and good to go. So we're gonna do the same exact thing for substitute and complement. So sub and complement. So they put it like that. Same exact thing. Go down here, close these 2. Now we're trying to these are only product targeting. It's only gonna give us products that we converted well for or we did not convert well for. So we know this campaign is specifically for product targeting. So this is our own campaign structure. Now if we go into the sheet I have here and I went over the intentions, these are specifically competitor conquesting campaigns. Okay. We know exactly what these campaigns purpose is for. So I can literally go back here, and if you follow this methodology, I can put competitor conquesting. Boom. I know exactly what this campaign is set up for. Okay. Same thing, set that budget up and launch the campaign. So next one we're gonna do is a product targeting, ASIN targeting campaign. So if you know before you launch that there's specific competitors that you're going to convert well for, like your product is better than them, they have weak ratings, then we want to target them out the gate because this really helps increase our ranking and overall bestseller rank on Amazon. So label it something like this, enter your ASIN in here. What we're going to go here is hit manual targeting, and we're going to hit product targeting. Choose specific products, okay? Now, there's a few things you can go here. If you don't know exactly what you want to do, you can try searching for categories on Amazon and they'll help you do it. But if you already know exactly what the product is, hit here and hit the actual ASIN here, okay, that we want to start running ads for. Enter those ASINs in. Like I said, 3 to 5 ASINs per campaign. Start running these campaigns on it. Now, when you go down here, down only, once again, no bid adjustments, there's no point here. We just want to test it out. So what you want to do, if you want to go to product pages, since this is where you're going to convert the most for, right? If you have a customer that clicks on a listing of a competitor, we want our ad showing up a little bit below that, especially if it converts well for. So if you know that performs well, we're going to give this a little bit of a boost, like a 10% boost for product pages, okay? Because we convert well for it. Same thing, set up campaign. This campaign, I would give $20. I would give this the least out of the other 3, but still a good enough budget to test it out. Now, the last campaign I'm gonna go over how to set up is category targeting campaign. So we're trying to refine by price and star ratings, okay? So let's go over exactly how we can set this up. So name it something like product category targeting, add the product in, manual targeting, product targeting, and then here, when you go to product targeting, instead of individual products, we're going category, okay? Now, once we're in category, we want to hit search. Now it's gonna give you all the categories. Obviously for your product, it's already gonna show what category we're in. So for example, we were selling office products, right? That's like what our product mostly is: office furniture, and lighting. Okay. So for example, go here, we can hit add, but what we want to do is hit refine. Okay, because this, we're trying to filter out by products that we convert well for. Okay, so these are products with a poor star rating and have a higher price point. So for example, if we know specifically it's a brand that we convert well for, then you can add the brand in here, but we don't know that at all. But what we can do is, let's say we're priced at $25, okay? So we're trying to find listings that are priced above us. So above $30, okay? Next thing, what we're gonna do is their star rating. We wanna look for poor listings. So ideally, they have like a 3-star, okay? So let's go to, I'm gonna go here, 3-star, okay? We want to look for poor listings that we convert well for. So people go to the listing, but they have a poor review count and their pricing is a little bit expensive. Now the CR option, typically we should have a 5-star, 4.5 star with 10 plus reviews, right? And our price point is cheaper. So this will automatically improve the chances that they click onto our listing and buy our product, okay? So shipping all and then hit add, okay? Now it's going to add the bid here, leave the bid as the same here, or just reduce it by 10% because we just want to test it out. Now we're going to be targeting everything within this criteria that we actually set. Product targeting, nothing like there. Down only for all these campaigns except the exact match campaigns. Placements, I don't think you need any placements for this, and start running these campaigns. So these are all the campaigns you should ideally set up when you first launch on Amazon to maximize your results. Okay, now we have all the campaigns up and running, and hopefully sales are starting to come in. But now we have to actually optimize all the data we're getting from there, okay? So the first 2 weeks is we're trying to collect data. Don't adjust too much because we need enough data. Ideally, you'll see within the first few days, the campaigns will be slow because Amazon needs time to start getting your campaigns up and running, getting data going. So it's going to be a gradual build up. That's why I say the first 2 weeks, just let it sort of roll out, okay? So what you want to do is pretty much every other day, if you're not generating enough clicks or sales, like a campaign is not getting enough, just increase the bids 10, 15%. If it's underperforming, decrease the bids 10 to 15%, okay? Performing well, make sure the budget lasts throughout the entire day. Do not run out of budget for anything that converts well because we need maximum sales velocity within the first month to 2 months, okay? If a campaign performs well but running out halfway, take some budget from underperforming campaigns and put it into that. You'll be surprised. When you launch campaigns, you might think one will perform really, really well and the other one won't do at all, but it'll be completely reversed, right? That campaign will be performing well. So you really want to A/B test everything, okay? So you most likely won't be getting much organic sales, but still track your tacos versus your ACoS, okay? Know your ACoS and then see your tacos, okay? If you don't know how to calculate your tacos, it's your organic sales divided by your PPC spend, okay? And ideally, it should gradually go down over time because you're getting higher organic ranking for these keywords. Now, after 1 week, what we're gonna do is go into the search term report and analyze everything, okay? I'm gonna show you exactly how we can do that. Okay, so head on over to Campaign Manager. Once we're here, we wanna hit the sponsored ads report, okay? Once we're here, hit click report, query report. Now, report category, obviously we're only doing sponsored product because that's all we're running at this point. Report type, we're looking for all search terms, okay? All search terms. Set the country you're in, times unit, we want to do summary. Report period, it's probably going to be 2 weeks, but last 30 days doesn't matter. It's going to give you all that data and do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit run report and then it's going to give us an entire search term report. So here is the search term report. Pretty much it's going to show you all of the keywords, all of the product targeting, all of the ASINs that we were running ads for within that time period. Now we're here to figure out what keywords do we negate, which ones do we stop at all, which ones do we increase bids, which ones do we put in our own campaigns, so on and so forth. So just a quick way of how you can sort of figure out what keywords we can put here. So what we're gonna do is add negatives. First thing, if we have a keyword that has at least 10 clicks and above $20 in spend and has 0 sales, we wanna negate that keyword, okay? So go here, you can go to spend all the way over here. You set criteria here. I'll maybe have another video, something here above that, where you set filters here, and pretty much it'll be like above $20 spend and 0 clicks. It'll show you all of the keywords. Then obviously read through the keywords. If it's not applicable to your product, go into the campaign specifically where it's set up, okay? And then you want to add it as, you want to pretty much negate that keyword. So if you don't know how to negate it, I'll show you how you can do it. So you find a keyword that you don't convert well for and we want to negate it. Go to the campaign, go to the ad group, hit negative targeting, add negative keyword. It has a negative exact or even a negative phrase. If you want to get the entire phrase out of there, hit a negative phrase. That will get rid of anything similar to that product. But that's what we really want to do. Now, next thing is What if we have keywords that we convert well for, right? So if we have keywords we convert well for, we want to raise the bids on, or we can take those and put it into exact match campaigns, okay? Now, what I want you to really understand is, if we have a keyword converting well on an auto campaign, do not go and negate it in this campaign itself, okay? You have no idea how it'll perform in an exact match campaign, because in an auto campaign, the cost per click is typically cheaper than an exact or phrase match campaign, and you have no idea if it'll convert at the same rate. So if you have a keyword that converts well in an auto campaign, leave it as it is. Just take that keyword, make a new exact match campaign for it, okay? There's no thing of keyword cannibalization. It'll show you in so many different placements, and we're just overall getting more search velocity for it. So get that keyword, now go put it in a single match campaign. Like I showed you in this thing right here, a single match campaign. So I'll go all the way up here, single keyword exact ranking campaign. Get that keyword, put it in a new campaign here, put it top of search, give it enough of a budget and aggressive of a bid. So the same thing can be said for a bunch of stuff. If we see some product ASINs we convert well for, put them in their own product targeting campaign. If we see ones that we don't convert well for, go and put that as a negative in our existing ASIN campaign that we have. You know, there's so many things you can just A/B test, okay? But don't touch anything that's performing well in an auto campaign. Just start and put it in a new campaign and let both run at the same time. Always remember this, always keep auto and broad running. These perform really, really well if you know how to manage it and actually go in every week and clear out and analyze the data. If you leave it as it is, then obviously it's gonna perform pretty bad. You're gonna have a high ACoS because you're not extracting any keywords or just analyzing data and filtering it out, okay? Don't assume the performance will replicate in the new campaigns, okay? If it works, let it run, as I said. Now to finish off, how can we scale after the launch, okay? So if we get a lot of sales, we start ranking for the keywords as you track, we go from ranking to start focusing more so on profit, okay? So the focus should be on TACoS, not ACoS. Like I said, increase your budget as velocity rises, okay? Do not just run out of budget halfway through the day. If you are running out halfway through the day, decrease your bid. Don't just decrease your budget, okay? Because if you decrease your bid, maybe get 2 to 3 hours more a day for that single keyword, and that's very, very important, okay? Now, month-to-month TACoS roadmap, it should generally look something like this. Month 1 will be like 30, 35%, 40% because we have a lack of organic sales. We're spending a lot on PPC to get our organic ranking up as high as possible, okay? Month 2 should typically see a decrease because our organic ranking should be going up from our campaigns, and we should be getting a lot more organic sales. Month 3, month 4, month 5, typically it should go down over time as our campaigns are building our organic ranking on these keywords. Typically, this is what it looks like. If it's not, that means something is not working in your campaigns. Maybe your listing is wrong, your campaign structure is messed up, and it's not working well. What you also want to do is go into the search query performance report. This is very, very important. I have a video right here. Pretty much it's the ICAP funnel. It shows you exactly what part of the funnel for a single keyword we convert well for and where we can improve upon. So in this video, I'll show you exactly, this is the entire report right here. It shows you all the keywords and it shows you our impressions, clicks, added cart, and purchases, okay? So we can identify what part of the funnel we can improve. So for example, if our impressions are quite high, but our clicks are low, we know something's wrong with our product ourselves. Like the main image is not compelling to get clicked on, our reviews aren't good enough, our pricing is not competitive enough, so we know exactly to improve our click-through rate for that keyword. Also for added cart, purchases, improve conversion rate. So it's really important once you start converting well and we have a lot of good keyword ranking, how we can improve our conversion rate on these keywords. Now to finish off on this video, none of this matters if your main image, pricing, or product itself isn't compelling to the market. We can have the best ad strategy in the world. We can set up the best PPC campaigns with the best keywords we're targeting. But if we don't convert well for it, nothing else matters. That's why product research is super important and filling a gap in the market is super, super important on Amazon, or else you're going to be wasting money for the long term. Now, if you want to work with my team, here are some results we have for our clients and their campaigns. One auto campaign, 34,000, 138,000. This sponsored display campaign spent 5,000, got 455,000 with the 81 ROAS, okay? These are some examples. Obviously, some are going to be higher while some are going to be lower. But if you want to work with me and my team, link in bio from my website to see if it's a good fit. We can analyze your entire brand and see exactly how we can add 100K plus to you and grow you to the next level, or even help you with product launches that you need in hand. Like I said, everything is in the bio. If you want to download this document, it's in the bio. If you want to work with me and my team, it's in the bio. If you want to get a free growth blueprint or an audit from us, it's also in the bio. You can put your ASIN in there. Leave a like, subscribe. I have some few videos I'm going to put up here, and hopefully this helps you out in your product launch. Peace out.